Many women are surprised to learn one of the greatest impacts on their ability to conceive is, yes, their age. Dr. Shayne Plosker at the Women's Healthcare Center in Tampa is here with why the decline starts sooner than you think. Welcome to the show, Doctor. How are you?
Great to be here. My pleasure.
So this is a topic we talk about a lot behind the scenes on the Morning Blend. You know, Corley, of course, my co-host Carly is on maternity leave. I was mid-30s when I had a child. I've got friends who are in their 40s now. I mean, it is a real thing that unless you're there, you don't realize how tough things can get, right?
This is absolutely true. I think a lot of folks are planning their careers, getting ahead.
Yep.
Maybe haven't met their partner just yet.
Yep.
All of the above. And then all of a sudden you're in your mid-30s, late 30s, maybe even early 40s and decide, gee, I'd like to have my family now.
And it's like, wait a second, why is this becoming more difficult than I thought?
Absolutely. So, important to understand or to be aware, right? There are plenty of women who get pregnant without any difficulties, even in their mid-30s, even in their early 40s. But it's a little bit like roulette, probably by age 40, your chances, if you decide I'm just going to do this now, maybe 25 to 50% at best.
Really?
And it's just a difficult fact of life to get your arms around. But as we get older, our biology starts to decline. And, in 2019, with such a focus on health and conscious, a lot of people feel great when they're in their mid to late 30s and their early 40s. Don't realize that the biological clock is still ticking away.
Well, we got familiar with an acronym. I always thought AMA stood for like the motocross world, but no, it's actually Advanced Maternal Age, which is a term that a lot of people throw around. When does that officially begin? When do we need to start worrying about this?
The clock probably starts around age 33 or so. If you look at the likelihood of getting pregnant at age 25 right through till age 33, probably not different. And then around that time is when things start to decline. And I think that decline is probably much more meaningful beyond age 35 and then starts to accelerate.
Okay, so we've addressed that, yes, it's out there. Yes, it is a real thing, but people do get pregnant. You always see like celebrities, in their 40s, even older sometimes, being able to be pregnant. Where do people go from help? What can people do if they're in that situation or like this isn't working and this is supposed to be working?
So where they can go is the type of physician who looks after this type of issue is called a reproductive endocrinologist. And what we are physicians who trained initially as obstetrician gynecologists.
Okay.
Then did additional training in what's called a fellowship. And we specialize in infertility treatments, including things like in vitro fertilization.
When you talk about people who are aging and are having problems conceiving, it's the age. Is the age only one problem, or does the age just kind of cause many situations? Like, do you see every woman is different?
So every woman is different. Every human being is different, of course. But age is the single most
the umbrella
issue. What's happening with age are two things as far as a woman's eggs are concerned. Number one, the number of eggs is declining. A woman is born with as many eggs as she's ever going to have, and then from birth right up until menopause, there's just a loss of eggs, an ongoing loss of eggs. And then the other issue that comes up is that the quality of the eggs declines. The best quality eggs are eggs that women release or ovulate in their 20s and then early 30s. So those are the two big issues. Interestingly enough, the rest of the reproductive system very often seems to function perfectly well. So for example, a lot of women in their 40s, mid-40s, even late 40s, are able to get pregnant using eggs from an egg donor because the uterus, the rest of the reproductive system, able to function just fine. So it seems to be the eggs that are the biggest issue.
Say a woman is able to conceive with or without help, is now carrying. Are there complications too for a woman that is in her advanced maternal age when it comes to carrying?
So there are complications, there are concerns. As women get older, there's a higher risk of having children with genetic abnormalities. I think the common one that people are most aware of is Down syndrome. So Down syndrome from a genetic perspective is having an additional chromosome, an additional 21st chromosome. That becomes more common or greater risk as women get older. But just to keep some perspective, if you're 40, let's say, your chance of having a baby with Down syndrome might be 1 in 80. If you're 25, it's maybe 1 in 1,300. So it's a lot higher, but it shouldn't scare people from trying to realize their dream of having a family. 1 in 80 is still just a little over 1% risk, so it's not high.
Well, you know what? Again, I'm so glad to chat with you. I think we just scratched the surface. And I think the good news is you're going to come back so we can talk more about this because it is such a hot topic. And if you've got questions on anything we discussed today, of course, we want to share the number so that you can either give them a call, visit their website. Of course, we are talking about fertility and where you can go for help. Again, doctor, I hope you come back. Thanks for joining us.